Hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you for dropping by. This is a tutorial number 9.5. In one of my other videos, I received a question, and I'm going to use this video to answer that question um, and then some. And a big thank you to Linda because she actually made me realize that I need more than just 8 tutorials that I initially uploaded. There's a lot more to that. Um, so this is definitely one of them. And again, I really appreciated this question. So just a quick recap. Is when we have two same numbers adjacent to each other, right? Such as 5 and a 5 like this, or same thing but sideways. Um, then the number of black and gray spaces in the top row is the same as the bottom row. And when the numbers are aligned next to each other side by side, then the number of black and gray spaces in the left column um, are the same as the ones in the right column. Right? Um, Fairly simple. Uh, but this condition actually holds true when the numbers are aligned diagonally. Okay, so that means two same numbers, then we're going to take a look at the 5 spaces surrounding this 4 and then the 5 spaces surrounding the blue 4. So the number of black and gray spaces in this area, that's the same as the number of black and gray spaces in this area. Okay. Now, I've never covered this in my previous tutorials because of two reasons. One, you rarely get to see this type of a condition on the board. So I guess it's good to know, but then that was kind of useless to me. Uh, in fact, I can't recall the last time I actually used this. Uh, and the second reason is because if you kind of like master the tutorial number 9, that's all about the diagonal numbers and the overlapping spaces, then you could use that approach, uh, and and sometimes that's the only way to do it when you have a diagonal number, when you have diagonal numbers like this. Um, but yes, just keep in mind that yes, that is actually the same as that, right? Um, so the question was regarding the Advanced Logic Starters Pack puzzle number 15. Again, I will leave the link to that video in the description below. Um, so um, and it was regarding the two fives. Okay, and if you look at the 5 on the right, um, I have 3 black spaces, right? And the two more spaces, the 2 more spaces that are needed to complete this 5, right? Do they need to be in the area um, overlapping between 5 and 5? Right? So if you look at these two numbers, 3 spaces are overlapping, right? Between the two fives, and the 2 more black spaces needed to complete the 5. Right? We need to find out whether those 2 spaces will actually land in this overlapping area or not. Okay. Um, okay. It's the same thing now. I actually color the overlapping area in green, right? Um, so that condition, we need to find whether that condition will meet. So let's just assume that uh, out of those 2 black spaces needed to complete the 5, let's say only one of them will land in this overlapping area. So I'll just put a black one here. I put a question mark, right? Because I just wanted to see. That means the other black space, one more black space needed to complete the 5, will land in the area that is non-overlapping. Okay, so that's here. Okay, and so if this is the case, now let's look at this 5 here on the left. Okay, Now, to make the 5, I need 3 more black spaces, but I only have space for 2, right? So, obviously, uh, when you put just one black space in the overlapping area, then this is not going to work, right? So I guess you could just try and just go through this. You could kind of tell, right? Uh, but then there's a better way, right? Which is tutorial number 9, right? So before we jump into that, again, another recap, right? When we're looking at the um, two numbers and two numbers that um, have the overlapping area, then we could actually differentiate the three areas into like different categories, I guess. So first one is, so we're looking at two numbers. So the blue part, this area is the non-overlapping empty spaces surrounding the blue 5, right? Um, Again, for the sake of this video, let me just go back to, for the sake of this video, when I say surrounding, I'm talking about these 5 spaces, right? Surrounding literally means it should be not just 5, but all these, right? When I say surrounding the 5, but in my tutorials, when I say surrounding, I'm talking about just these spaces here, right? Um, so we're gonna look at the surrounding space for the blue 5, and I wrote empty. Okay, so we're only interested in the empty spaces, right? You know, when we saw the object of this whole thing is to fill in all the empty spaces, right? Whether black or gray, right? So we're only interested in the empty spaces. So the first area is the non-overlapping empty space surrounding the blue 5, this number. And then again, non-overlapping empty space surrounding this number. In this case, there's only one, right? Because the other areas spaces are already filled in. Okay, and then of course the overlapping area, right? And overlapping empty space, right? So there's 3 spaces. Okay, um, so the first thing we do, yes, I did talk about in tutorial number 9. I mentioned how I go from the smaller number to the bigger number, right? Uh, when the numbers are the same, then you're going to go from the number that has more of the black spaces in the surrounding area. Okay, so you're gonna go from this number to that number. Okay, because this number has more black spaces. Okay, so um, and then I marked that in red. So looking at the red, um, okay, so the initial condition, right? The 2 more black spaces we need to find to complete the red 5. Will the 2 black spaces land in this green overlapping area, right? So first thing we do is we're going to fill in the non-overlapping empty space of this 5A. So first step, we're going to fill in these 2 with black spaces. Okay, so if there are 3 empty spaces, then you're going to fill all 3 of them. So any empty space um, surrounding this number, non-overlapping, right, you will fill in with black space. Okay, and then we will analyze. So we did that. Now to complete the blue 5, right, we still need 2 more black spaces. Right? And those 2 more black spaces obviously will land in one of the 2 of the 3 green spaces, right? Meaning they will land in this overlapping area. Okay, so our condition was this: will the two black spaces needed to complete the 5 land in this overlapping area? Right? And by doing this, by following these 2 steps, we we found that condition to be true. Yes, those 2 black spaces will indeed land in this overlapping area. Okay, when that is the case, then you've actually partially completed the two numbers. Once that condition is met, these two black spaces will stay, so you don't touch that, and we've partially completed the 5, right? Because of the two black spaces here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that will partially complete the 5, right? And then having two black spaces here will also partially complete this 5. So we have two black spaces here, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So that means we found all 5 black spaces for the red 5, meaning this will become gray. Okay, so that is it for this tutorial. I hope you are able to understand my explanation. Uh, just one thing to remember is always to first find out whether the black spaces needed to complete one of the numbers will land in this overlapping area or not. Okay, and all the black spaces needed to complete this number, they all have to land in this overlapping area. It cannot be partial. Let's say you need 5 black spaces, or let's say you need 3 black spaces, um, and okay, 2 will land in the overlapping area, 1 will not. I mean, that's partial, right? That's not going to work. Um, Again, let's say you did that, and if it doesn't work, meaning you fill in the non-overlapping empty spaces surrounding this other number, you fill that up with black, and then you analyze it, and then you find that that condition doesn't meet, meaning the black spaces needed to complete the first number, not all of them will land in this overlapping area. Then if that is the case, then you need to um, delete the two black spaces, and there isn't much you can do at that in that stage, and you just have to move on. Okay, um, so just to summarize, first thing, um, go from the smaller number to the larger number. If the numbers are the same, then go from the number that has more black spaces in the surrounding area. Okay, and um, fill in the others. Fill in the number, all the empty non-overlapping space um, for the other area in black, like this, and then see and analyze and see if uh, whatever the number of black spaces you need to complete this um, will actually land in the overlapping area, thereby meeting that initial condition. And if that is the case, then uh, just leave the two black spaces here and just fill in the non-overlapping empty space surrounding this number with the gray space, because you've actually located the other black spaces. Um, okay, so that was super confusing for me to explain. I think I may have overdone it a little bit. If I did, I apologize. I just hope that you really understand what I was trying to say. If you don't, please leave a question in the comment section below. Uh, Again, if you have any questions in my other tutorials as well, please, please let me know with the time um, and which video. Then I will be happy to make more tutorials and hopefully, answer your question in the correct way. So again, I hope you found this helpful, and thank you again for stopping by, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.